I've not got the clap. I was doing the clap.
You're doing the clap.
Doing the clap.
That sounds like a dance.
Aye, could be.
Aye, you could do that.
So thanks for coming on, Christeen.
You're welcome.
You're kind of one of the people, I think, before Craig and I even spoke about it, obviously I was posting about it, we wanted you up on here. You've got an interesting story to tell.
Mm-hmm.
Aye, so thanks for coming on.
You're welcome. Thank you for asking me.
No worries. I suppose we'll just dive right in. How's that wine? Is it alright?
Yes, it's very nice after it's been frozen.
Aye, with the defrost and the radiator.
Thaw it out in the radiator. Let me get a wee
You actually sat it on the radiator.
To thaw it out.
Actually tastes
It's alright.
pretty good, aye.
It gave me instant heartburn, but it's alright.
Well, I'll get some heartburn tomorrow, and that's only because of the journey that I'm on just now. Yes, so my journey.
Yeah. So, I mean, most of the people that are going to watch this, I think, will probably know your journey. They've maybe been following, but hopefully we'll reach some other people as well that perhaps aren't aware, and we'll get your story out there and hopefully help some people as well. So dive right in. We'll let you lead on it.
Okay,
Christeen.
so it is a breast cancer journey I'm on. Breast cancer is not in my family. Nobody's, well, my mum and dad, well, my dad, but I mean, guys can get it too. But it's not really in my family. I found a tiny, well, I had a mammogram a year ago, mammogram 4 years ago. And I hope you don't mind, obviously, that I'm going to have to talk about my gristly breasts.
No, go on.
So I had quite a big gristly part of my breast on my right hand side, and I'd got it checked out 4 years ago. Nothing there. I'd got it checked out a year ago. Well, this is starting from, it would be a year and a half ago now, and they didn't find anything. And then just about June last year, there was like a tiny pea, like a tiny hard pea on the right hand side of my right breast. So I was like, that's a bit strange. I wonder what that is. Said to hubby, and he's straight away he said, go and get it checked out, but you kind of leave it for a wee while. I was going on holiday with my friend Jackie, and I'd said to her on holiday, what do you think of this wee hard bit here? And obviously she said, get it checked out. So I came back from holiday, went to the doctor. I got you know what it's like trying to get an appointment with a doctor. You phone in the morning and you can't get it. Then it was like 3 weeks later I got an appointment.
Jinx.
Doctor checked it out, and I wasn't concerned. I was just like, it'll be nothing.
But was it visual? Or
No, it wasn't visual. No, just I could feel it. And it honestly was the tiniest wee.
Right.
It was like a pea. But again, I still had that kind of gristly bit here that I wasn't concerned about. So went to the doctor, and she examined me, and then, you know, just straight away she says, we'll just go up and get it checked out, up to the hospital. So I didn't get an appointment for the hospital until the end of July.
So how much later was that, sorry?
So that was like June that I was there at the doctor's. So it was about maybe another 3 weeks.
Right, okay. Wow.
Maybe another 2 or 3 weeks. You kind of forget. You kind of go through and you forget the kind of timeline. So went up to the hospital, sent for a mammogram. And that's fine, did the mammogram thing, and it's quite... I don't know if you've ever seen the machine that does the mammogram.
I'll be honest,
I personally haven't.
Right, okay. It's quite a big machine. You stand up, and it's like two perspex clear boards that literally you stand, and it squashes your breast
together
vertically, and then it squashes your breast horizontally, and it takes the x-rays obviously both ways, and it's painful, it's sore because it squashes them. I mean, like, you know, but you just do it. It's only painful for a few seconds when you're standing like and then that's about it. So I went for the mammogram, and then they said, we'll just send you through to this other wee room, which is an ultrasound. There is a wee bit of a concern there. So sitting waiting for an ultrasound, and then... So
they tell you that straight away?
Straight away, because I was just thinking, you know, the last mammograms that I got was just like, no, there's nothing there. Excuse me. I do get very burpy, but it's because of my chemo that I'm, and my digestion is all over the place, so I will burp quite a lot.
That's fine.
Listen, so will I.
I'll
That's
try
fine.
and make it silent.
I do as well, just because I'm fat. So don't worry about it.
So they said go to this other room and wait for an ultrasound. But then they came, I was waiting there for ages, and then they came back and says, no, we're going to send you bring you back and send you for another mammogram, because it wasn't a great kind of picture. So that was fine. Another mammogram there, and then Ronnie's waiting in the car, because I was thinking, just go in and get a mammogram, so
Aye,
back
It's
out.
nothing to worry about, kind of thing.
So he's sitting waiting in the car. And actually this day, it was the day after our anniversary, so we had been out and had a skinful the day before. So I was hungover and like, getting breast squashed here, there and everywhere.
I was still talking about the mammograms the night before.
Poor Ronnie. So I got sent for, after the second mammogram, I got sent for an ultrasound. Ultrasound is just a wee machine that they put jelly on and really look in. She was there for ages looking all over, and then up under my arm. And she said, oh, there's 3 areas of concern. And I says, all right, okay. And I said, what, that wee pea thing there? Yep, there. And also she said, this area up here. And I says, oh, well, I'm not really worried about that, because I've always had that.
Is that the
And you've had
gristly bit?
that
That's the
before,
gristly
twice.
bit.
Right.
Right, because I was thinking, I'm not worried about that, that's fine. She says, oh, there's a wee area up in your, under your arm as well. I went, oh, right, okay. So after the ultrasound, we'll definitely need to take biopsies. This is all in the one go, right? They don't, which is quite good though, Bruce, because they don't send you away and then you have to wait another 3 weeks to
just
come
playing
back,
through your
right?
mind
So
and
it's just a
everything.
case of bang, bang, bang. This was up in Wishaw General. So they said, there's 3 areas of concern. We'll need to biopsy them. Now, a biopsy is getting a wee scalpel, slitting the skin, putting a kind of machine in, and it's like a gun. It's like they fire a kind of gun at it,
Right.
and it's like wee pincers that go in, take a wee bit of tiny bit
of
tissue out
Wow.
each area, but it's 3 times each area. Now, it's not sore, but because of the sound of the gun, it's quite,
It's jarring.
you know. So, obviously 3 biopsies from each
Each of the
area.
areas.
So that was 9. And so I've never kind of used to being going to the hospital or anything like that. So they said, right, that's the biopsies done, and we'll get the results back in 2 weeks. And then they kind of gave this letter. I got dressed and everything. And I said, right, so what do I do now? Do I just go home and wait? She says, no, you go back to the doctor that I saw earlier before I went for the mammograms. And it's then and there. She waited until she got the ultrasound results back, and then and there she said, I'm very concerned these
That day?
are cancerous. That night. And I was like, what?
It's changed days. I remember my wee granny had cancer. She passed away for cancer, but it was a lot different back then.
Aye.
Do you know,
Yeah.
it was weeks between they sent the biopsy away and it came back. It's changed days.
Well, obviously
Well,
she couldn't.
that is good, though.
Well, obviously she couldn't say it was definite. She said, "I'm very concerned these are cancerous." Right now,
Yeah.
if there was no cause for concern, she'd probably just say, "Listen, we'll get the results in 2 weeks' time, and we'll."
Just kind of wouldn't really
you
say
know,
anything else.
Yeah. So 2 weeks results come, and I didn't really tell anybody. I only told obviously Ronnie and my best friend Jackie. Didn't tell my son because I didn't want anybody
Just didn't know for
to
sure, I suppose.
talk about it, for the 2 weeks in case it was nothing. I'm thinking even if it is something, it could just be cysts, and then they could drain the cysts out. I've heard of lots of people getting cysts and they can drain them out, and that would be it. So then the 2 weeks came and back for the results. Ronnie came with me and my best friend Jackie came, but she sat in the waiting area. And as soon as I walked in, and for whatever reason, I never heard her saying the words, right?
Really?
Obviously Ronnie was there and she must have said cancer. Then I never heard this. Then all of a sudden she started talking about surgery, and I'm going, well, what? what do you mean? So does that mean I've got cancer? And she went, yeah, that's just what I've said. And I went, oh, I'm so sorry, I never picked you up. I said, I'm sitting going,
wow.
Oh, I never picked you up. Nah. I said, so she started talking about surgery, about how it would be. She examined me and I was quite well endowed, right? She started talking about how they would take the lump out. There was 2 lumps, they were saying, 2 lumps of concern. One was, wait a minute, I'll probably get this wrong. One was under a centimetre, 0.5 maybe, half a centimetre, and one was 1.3 centimetres, right? That was the gristly bit and the wee tiny pea.
So the pea as well, right? Okay.
And then she said there's cause for concern underneath my arm, but that's where your lymph nodes are, right? So we'll take the lumps out, and because you've got good breast tissue, we can at the same time reconstruct you, use the bottom of your breast, kind of pull it up and replace the nipple. And I went, and then she started talking about the other one, and I went, are you doing the 2? I thought they would just do the one. So I'm going to get a wee uplift.
Oh, was the other one just so it matched?
So you're actually
I just so it matched. I honestly thought they would just do one, and you know,
you can't know if matching tits, can't you know?
So they have to actually remove the nipple, so they just make a new nipple.
They obviously take the nipple off, and then it's kind of awkward to explain. Take the nipple off, take the lump out, cut the breast down from the nipple down to the here, and then right underneath here, and then they put it all back together, sew it up, and then put the nipple back on.
So at what point did they start talking to you? Obviously, you mentioned at the start you're going through chemo just now. So at what point did they start talking to you about that? Is it at that point they
at the
start
start
talking
as well?
about your course of treatment?
They'll say she told me that obviously you'll get your surgery, and then once everything's healed up and we know that all the scars have healed up and everything, that's when you'll start your chemo.
So do you have to wait till it's all healed?
In fact, to tell a lie, what she did say was once they take the lump out, the whole lump out, then they'll figure out, you know, whether, first of all, it was just, I thought I would just be getting radiotherapy, right? Because I think that was a definite at the time. So chemo wasn't really talked about. She said, you might have to go down the chemo road, and I was thinking, oh well, it might just be radiotherapy, which I was hoping for, really.
So is chemo, excuse my ignorance,
That's
so
okay.
is chemo there because, is it spread?
No, what happens was they cut it all out. For me, it's different for everybody, right? And this is my understanding of it. Now, I'm not an expert either, and probably somebody will tell me maybe a wee bit different, but this is my understanding of it. Chemo, I would think, and radiotherapy, if a lot of women don't get their cancer cut out, right? They use the chemo and they use the radio to shrink it. Right. Or to, like, literally take it away.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. Whereas with me, because it was kind of localised, they were able to cut it out.
Right.
It was small enough that they were able to cut it out. Now, once they cut it out, they decided to cut out the whole area rather than 2 lumps. So they cut it out in the one go, right? Whole area, the top of my breast, and underneath my arm. They took the lymph nodes out. When they took the lump out and examined it, it was 5 centimetres.
Jeez.
One tumour, wasn't 2.
Oh, wow. So it went from
so that
what you
was
thought was
that
one,
gristly bit.
right, which you had cleared twice.
Yeah, and what they try to do is cut round the lump another 0.5 millimetre. They need to clear it to make sure there's no cancer left, right, in that margin that they call it.
Sorry, Christeen, when how long ago was this? A year and a half this happened?
This was I just got my surgery there on I've got it. Was it October? September.
So is that how long it takes for the surgery to happen?
September was my first September was my first operation, And when they cut it out, they didn't cut enough round the margin. There was a wee bit that was literally not 0.5 millimetre. So I had to go back in. I had to wait until I healed a bit and then back in, open back up again and cut a wee bit more out.
And when did you start the chemo?
So started, that's another story. So you wait until you're totally healed, right? Because they can't do anything if anything is raw. Right. So you have to wait. Now, it took my scars quite a while to heal because it'd been opened up the second time.
Right.
Understandable.
So I got an appointment with the oncologist the beginning of November, and he talked about starting my chemo on the 14th of November, right? And I'm sitting, so I was checking my diary and I went, I can't start on the 14th of November. And he's
Did you have one?
He's kind of looking at me as I have to go, what? I was going to a big concert, right? I was going to this concert with my two friends called Peter who had just got married, and I don't know if you saw, you might have seen them, they go actually get married, and their video went viral, 26 million
I know
views.
the one you're talking about.
Sure.
And it was the drag queen that walked down the aisle.
Yes, seen it.
Right, you seen it. Everybody knows it. Right. So I was going to a concert with my two Peter friends.
Going to get the drag queen on here, please, and get us our numbers up. 26 million. That's good.
That's unbelievable,
We're
isn't
sitting
it?
at
You've
30,
got 301 likes.
So I said to him, I'm going to this concert, and it was 3, you've probably not heard of them, you might have heard of them, 3 kind of 70s female stars, Julia Fordham, Beverly Craven and Judy Zook, right? And the two Peters and I loved the 3 of them.
Right.
And it was a meet and greet. So I went, I can't
You
go on
can't
the
miss
phone.
that.
I cannot. I said, is there any possibility I can delay my chemo, the start of my chemo, for a week after? So he did. He was fine with it.
That was good.
So I got my concert out of it and started the chemo 21st of November. So standard procedure for chemo is 6 cycles of chemo, 3 weeks apart. That's what the oncologist said. That's the standard procedure that you would normally get. Then radiotherapy after that, and then you'll be on a tablet once a day for about 10 years.
Jeez.
Is that right?
Now, bearing in mind, my cancer's been cut out, right? They now believe it's all been cut out, but just in case there might be wee traces that are left there, my chemo is preventative.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
So it's not treating the cancer.
It's a proactive treatment?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Hoping that if there is anything left in there, it'll blast it, get rid of it, and it won't come back in the future. So it was really my choice. I got the choice, Bruce. The oncologist said to me, he says, you don't necessarily need chemo and you don't necessarily not need chemo. You're right in the middle. So it's really your choice if you want to go down the chemo route and the radiotherapy. He says, go away and think about it. Spoke to hubby about it. For me, there wasn't really any choice. I just went, no, I'm kind of 52. I was 51 at the time, 52 in December.
Shut
I'm
up, you must moisturise.
Why, you're good. I said, I'm kind of fighting fit. I'd rather do chemo than out and cope with all the side effects. Because God forbid it did come back like 5 years' time or whatever. And I wasn't fit enough to do the chemo then. I'd be as well just doing it now. So that was it.
Again, see, excuse ignorance, Christine, but chemo, so what does that entail?
So again, I didn't know all these things. I wasn't sure. So it's hospital. You go to hospital. Some people get chemo in its tablet form, but this chemo that I'm getting is liquid form.
Right.
And again, I didn't really know, but it's like a lot of liquid straight into your veins.
This is injected. Right?
Injected into your veins, normally through your hand or, and it has to be in the arm, the opposite arm from where they can't use this right hand side now because that's all my lymph nodes have been.
Right.
In fact, that's what I meant to say as well. So they found they found traces of cancer in 2 of my lymph nodes under my arm. You know, you have about 12. I think you have about 12 or 14 lymph nodes under your arm. And the way that they explained it, they're like wee trees. They're like, your lymph nodes are like wee trees, branches coming out. And they found cancer in 2 of them. But to be on the safe side, they just took all the lymph nodes away under my arm. So it's liquid form, and it's intravenously put in, but it's like big tubes this size, and maybe about 3 or 4 of them, like bright red liquid form.
That is?
Bright
So
red.
how much? Well, what's the quantity they're putting in? Do you know?
Don't know. It just seems a lot.
Substantial. Anyway,
It just seems a lot.
It's bright red. That's weird.
Bright reds. And it's the nurse, and they're so lovely up in the Wishaw General. They're so nice, and they talk you through everything. But it's the nurse that sits with you, and she has to physically. It's not through a machine or anything. She has to physically kind of push this liquid through. You can feel it. At the very start, it's cold. You can actually feel it going up your arm and round. You kind of stop feeling it when it's round about here, but it's a strange, bizarre. You got awfully teary as well, as you can imagine. Thinking the very first one is always the worst.
Are you kept in hospital overnight, or are you sent up the road after that?
Yeah, just sent up the road. The very first one I tried a cold cap, which it's not really a new procedure, but it's a form of a frozen cap that's put on your head to try and stop the hair loss.
Right.
So your head is frozen to -4.
Jeez.
So
That must be absolutely hellish.
But I've been skiing. I used to go skiing a lot, right? In France and Switzerland, and so I'm used to the cold, and I don't mind being cold. But it was quite kind of heavy on your head, and you know, if you know what you're kind of in for. I mean, I had my big blanket on.
Bang on hundreds of jumpers.
Yeah, hundreds of jumpers.
That's crazy.
See, at what point? Obviously, we spoke about it briefly before we started recording, but and I saw you on Saturday the night out, and you're looking amazing. But you shaved the hair off in the Waterloo Bar. Your hair fell out.
Yeah, so I will take. I warned you earlier. I'm just going to take this off because I don't normally wear this wig, but it's scratchy and it's annoying.
It looks really like your old.
It's all right, and it's
hairdo.
okay from a distance. But I actually feel better with my bald head if I'm out in public and I don't know people, then I'm better off with this, because when people know me, they don't mind the bald head. But I feel as though with the wig on, people look at me longer and question.
Just
they look at me as if they go, "Is that a wig? Is that a wig or is it not?" Whereas if I've got a bald head, they kind of look at it and go, "Oh, she's bald," and that's it. You know what I mean?
Move on.
So I'll take it off. I'm going to whip it off.
We're
You
going to
ready?
drum roll. Hold on 2 wee seconds.
What?
People have been trying to phone me, so I want to turn this off because it's really annoying me.
Oh, right, okay.
So let me put it on airplane mode. You going to be drum roll?
Right, you drum roll.
Yes! I love it.
I have to say,
Embrace the baldy.
I know.
Yeah.
So, so
It's not the first
Listen,
time
I've not been able to do
Brucey said that to Bud, by the way.
Well, I do that as well.
Do you know, it feels so much better with that off. It really does. Just
You're
feels-
rocking about Christeen Yarn. I'm not just saying that. Obviously, again, I saw you Saturday, and
And I had a wee
you
beaded
had
thing
your-
on Saturday.
Your beaded thing on. You looked amazing, and I think everybody has shot your beaded thing.
I know.
That sounds so weird. I have not had a shot. I'll catch up with you after.
But you were rocking it. You're away up on the stage. Again, for the people that don't know you, you're an entertainer.
I know.
So it must. I mean, how's that affected you as an entertainer? Well, you did it live in the Waterloo, shaving your hair.
So
but
getting back to that. So when I tried the cold cap, I thought I wasn't going to lose my hair. I was hoping, fingers crossed, I wasn't going to lose my hair. But I'll need to tell you this story, boys, because it is hilarious, right? And I've not.
That's what we're here for.
I have not
do
put
it when?
this on Facebook, so this is the first time. Right?
Right, okay.
Right. So
An exclusive.
So you're kind of thinking, right, cold cap, hope it's working, right, it's not. Right. So everybody talks about they're quite traumatised when their hair comes out, starts to come out, they're in the shower, and then they feel it comes out in big clumps, right? So it was only about 2 weeks after I got my first chemo, and I'm lying in bed and Ronnie's beside me, and it was like 4 o'clock in the morning, right? And I got an itch down below.
Right, okay.
So I scratched, and I went, what is it? So half my pubes came out.
Wow.
And they don't tell you about that.
So you don't need to shave there anymore?
Listen, people pay a lot of money for that.
They don't tell you about that.
Jesus. So that's the only upside, basically.
Uh-huh.
Bloody hell.
So I was like,
I've never even thought of that before.
No.
so Ronnie's sleeping, right? He's like snoring, right? And I'm like, what's that? And I went, oh no. So my other hand, I'm like this with my hair, and I went, oh, ran to the bathroom, like washed my hands, right? And I came back and I'm sitting by the bed, and I'm like, oh, that's my hair coming out, Ronnie. So it comes out kind of gradually.
Uh-huh.
You know, you start to feel it and you start to brush it and it's coming out, and then all of a sudden it kind of rapidly, the next couple of days it was rapid. This was a Thursday.
So it's that fast?
Goes fast. And by this, I was going out on a night out on Saturdays, so it'd come out quite a lot by then, but I managed to put a ponytail round the side, so it still looked, I mean,
Aye.
I don't know if you've seen pictures of me before, but I had long blonde hair.
I wasn't too
And-
dissimilar to that.
I had to
Yeah.
look through you.
So I managed to
your
get
Facebook.
the Saturday night out of it, right? I put it in a wee tiny ponytail, but it was thin as anything. And then I said, no, this needs to come off tomorrow.
See,
And-
before you tell your Waterloo story,
Uh-huh.
did you tell Ronnie about you scratching your pubes and
I
falling
did,
out? Just in case this is exclusive for him and all.
Well, I've told all my close people, so now because it's live on Facebook, they'll all be like that.
That's a good Facebook exclusive, to be fair.
It is. So I thought, right, this has to come off. And I didn't, Steve, you know what I'm like. I'm quite happy to be open and honest and upfront about what is happening. I knew I didn't want to shave my head in my house on my own because I would be more depressed.
It's quite a horrible moment, I think.
Sitting there, you know, just on my own. I love people. I love being around people. And I want to do it in front of everybody so that they could kind of keep me upbeat.
See, Christine,
That's a
but
good
see,
shout.
sorry to interrupt you, but that,
It's
to
okay.
me, that's epitomise your approach to this. But is these things? I suppose you either let them defeat you, or you beat it, and you came at it head on.
It was like me taking control,
Aye,
you know.
and it was amazing to see you do that. You done that live on Facebook
I know.
as well.
Oh, well, I couldn't
you?
help but go. Well, I don't think I went live. I think everybody else went. There must have been about, I don't know, 8 or 9 live feeds.
Aye.
There was about 100 and maybe about 100 people standing watching.
Wow.
And some of my friends come in, but it was my close friends that were standing there. I mean, I was all right. I was like, this is great. And my friend Ben, he actually shaved me. I didn't want Ronnie to do it because I think he would have been too emotional.
A bit emotional for him,
Yeah.
definitely.
I think
no,
that-
it was a positive experience
That
and
sounds
raised
good,
money. It was about over £800 for
Brilliant.
just putting a bucket round, just in the bar,
Just
and then
on the
people
night?
pledging money afterwards as well.
That's incredible.
Have you got anything like that up just now, like a Just Giving page or
Yeah.
anything like that?
No, I mean,
I searched today in work, and there,
People have done
I
enough for
found a
me.
page, and it hit 3,600.
well,
And you'd commented on it, so I wanted to
What-
ask you about it. Actually,
what was that? What page was that?
It was like a group. Do you know, I'm not actually sure.
Because I'll tell you what my friends did, because
You'd left several comments on it.
oh, it must have been that one. Oh, it was. What happened was, at the very start when I was first diagnosed, all my singing friends kind of got together, and they knew that, I mean, if that was me diagnosed with breast cancer, they knew that I wouldn't be working as much as I would normally be. So they all got together and decided to put on a cabaret night for me, and personally give me the money, you know, so that it would help me with bills and stuff coming up to Christmas and whatever, which was amazing. So one of my other friends had did a Just Giving page. That's what it was. So it was
Right,
kind of half
okay.
Just Giving and half for the cabaret night. But that money really helped me. They wanted it to go to me rather than, you know, that's why this time
Yeah,
when
absolutely.
I did money and from now in the future, you know, I'll be doing quite a lot for breast cancer, and obviously because it is close to my heart.
How much are you back out working just now?
I'm only really working, and that was a kind of, I hate not working. You know, I mean, you know, I really love my gigs. I had a lot of gigs that I had to cancel in December there for care homes and things. I was singing care homes and I love them, Bruce. Right. A lot of dementia, some funny stories about them as well, you can imagine, right? But I had to cancel all of them in case I caught infections and, you know.
Because your immune system's
down. So I'm really only gigging in the Waterloo Bar every like Sunday and Wednesday. But again, sometimes if I'm ill and I really can't do it, I just can't do it.
Aye. One thing I was going to say, it's clear as day meeting you. You just have a nice aura about you. You've got a clear zest for life.
An aura, Orun.
An aura, I like it. But you've blatantly got like a zest for life, more zesty than this Pinot Grigio that we're drinking here. But can I just ask, what has been your main, I don't know, motivation? Like, what's kind of kept, what have you kind of thought to kind of keep you charging on?
I don't know, it's just me. I mean, you're just dealt the cards, aren't you? At the end of the day, it's just somebody out there has went, here's a wee blip, there's a wee something for you to cope with. Let's see how you handle this one.
How's it been for Ronnie?
Yeah, he's
it's a side that I don't think is addressed enough, because it's not just you.
I know.
It's going to impact. How's he doing?
I mean, he's been great, like looking after me and being there and everything, but it is obviously mentally for him, because I'm going through it, I can cope with it and I know exactly what's going on in my body, but he's not. He's kind of sitting by the wayside and watching me in my down days. I've not been in pain or anything like that. I was in pain with the surgery. But, sorry, excuse me.
That's all right. No worries.
But, I mean, he's doing his best and I love him to bits and I love my son to bits, but there's nothing like your best pal being able to figure out, a female being able to figure out what you want before you want it. Whereas men are a bit... They need to ask. We
need guidance.
Like a lot of guidance.
100%. Aye.
Whereas Jackie, my pal, she just knows exactly, you know, before I even need it or want it. Or
that's something I saw one of your posts. I think it was last week. You put up, you know, you've had a bad day, anxiety, depression. Yeah,
which I never had experienced before. But I have.
So did you say you hadn't experienced before?
Well, I have experienced depression before, but not anxiety. And the very first time that I had a gig after my surgery and then my chemo, I felt this. It was like, well, I didn't really know at the time that it was anxiety. I just knew that I was like not coping with this. I just didn't really want to be there, and I had to start the gig, and I actually just lasted about an hour and then I went home.
Right.
That must be brutal, your first one though, eh?
And then I spoke to my friends who are chemo nurses and they were saying, no, that's anxiety, you get that, that's part of the side effects. And I thought, well, as long as I know that that's what it is and that's the reason why I'm feeling like that, then I can cope with it.
Better.
Again, I think it's people just think of cancer and it's just that's what you're dealing with. Let's deal with that, but it's everything around about that as well, especially you doing what you do.
I know.
Everything connected with that.
Because, you know, I mean, but that's been the saving grace for me, Stephen, because it keeps me upbeat. And there's a lot of these gigs that are only like, you know, 3 hours long, and I think, well, if I can do a wee 3 hours, it'll get me uplifted, sing, music, play whatever I want, you know what I mean? Some upbeat people. Sometimes when you're in the throes of cancer, that's all people talk about, and you're like, oh, it's all kind of quite doom and gloom.
That could potentially affect your recovery.
There's more to me than my wee breast cancer journey.
Aye. I think, do you know Lawrence from over in Wishaw? Lawrence?
Yes, yep.
I think
that's like only one Lawrence in Wishaw. Lawrence from Wishaw.
There's not going to be somebody else in Wishaw with any Lawrence. It's so common.
Big shout out to Lawrence in Wishaw.
I can't remember my point now. It was a belting point as well, Christine, I promise.
Was it to do with depression, anxiety?
I suppose it's that side of you, the entertainer within you that goes out. like I always thought, like with myself, that was an act you were putting on, but like myself, like it's not an act, it's just a different side of you.
Uh-huh.
Like we were having a quick chat on Saturday about the entertainment. We won't say where we were, so we don't offend anyone, but it was rotten. It was absolutely rotten, I'll say it.
Let's hope they don't know that yous were there.
Big shout out to Bobby for Bellshill. Well, he wasn't DJing, to be fair. But it's that, and I suppose it's keeping that other side of you coming out and not letting that kind of get pushed down too much. It must be difficult at times to go out, but you can go be that person and be that
It's
side
more
of you.
difficult, Stephen, because Monday to Thursday there, I had 4 days of really, just not wanting to go out, staying in bed, cover over the head, just...
Did that coincide with a chemo session?
Yeah, it's all kind of
gonna
part.
ask
It's a
where that
build
came
up.
from.
It's a build up. I've had 3 chemos. I'll get my 4th one this Wednesday.
Did you say it was 6?
6.
6, all right.
So I'm kind of halfway through.
Okay.
So it's probably a build up of everything, and just everything getting on top of me. I've been overwhelmed by it all, and not going out gigging as much, and not being uplifted a wee bit as much, and it was just all. So that was quite a hard kind of 4 days there. But I need to keep reminding myself that it'll pass and it'll be okay. I will come out of it.
What's your thought process in terms of like long term? Are you positive with it all? Like everything's going to be fine. We've nailed this. They've got it.
Well, the good thing is the prognosis for me is because they cut it out straight away, which is good because I'm not having to live with cancer in my body just now, unless there is a wee bit that's still kind of there. The prognosis is good. The oncologist did say at the time that if you don't do chemo, you don't do radiotherapy, and you don't do anything, there's a good chance that it might not come back. And I went, well, might isn't
That's not what you're
enough
looking
for me,
Yeah.
so I'll go down the chemo route. So there is still a good chance of it, not coming back. But you just can't. You just don't know. You don't know what goes on in your body. And I always thought it was with me. I always thought it was right. What have I done? Have I eaten something? There's all these foods that you think eating out of plastic that people talk about. Things.
It's a weird thing. You never really know.
No,
how,
you don't.
where it's
You'll
came
not
from.
know.
There's that much information out there now contradicting each
But
other.
with mine, they did say it was hormone related. Now,
there's
because I
nothing-
haven't gone through the menopause yet, or this is my understanding of it, I might be wrong. Because I haven't gone through the menopause yet, I have still got a lot of estrogen in my body, and that has been one of the factors.
Right,
that is-
okay. Do you know Jennifer that does the makeup, the weddings? All About You, I think it is.
Is it Jennifer
Jennifer
Hunter?
Hunter.
Aye,
'cause
yeah.
she's been through. She
I
had
know.
cancer as well.
Yeah, I've connected with Jennifer a couple of times, and her and I have
Lovely
chatted.
girl.
Yep.
Aye.
She gave me a loan of a wig, but it was a brown wig, and I put it on, and I went, "Oh, I'm not a brown haired girl. Oh no, I'm a blonde through and through."
So, just kind of touched on that. Like, he's obviously mentioned somebody else that's kind of going through it. Have you went to like groups, like I don't know, therapy groups, or do you speak to other people with cancer, like, or is that?
Well,
you just
there
happen to
is
know that person,
the Maggie's at Lanarkshire
right?
over in the Monklands Hospital that you can go and have group therapy chats. I've not had to do that because I'm quite an open person
You're
anyway
pretty
now. Yep.
On it.
Yeah, and because I am so open and I have been so open on Facebook, there's a lot of people contacted me to chat, and said,
Right, okay.
and said, oh my God, like private message, obviously, excuse me, and said,
Bruce, are you going to start rifting just to make Christine
I
feel
know.
all right?
Zesty.
look, I've only even sipped that, I can't even blame the wine. So there's a lot of people.
Cheers, mate. That one goes out to you, Ma.
There's a few people that have contacted me and said, because of your vlogs, I've put quite a few vlogs on my personal page. Like every now and again, I'll just feel confident enough to put a wee vlog on. Some people like it, some people don't. Majority of people are very...
Some people don't. Let's go back to that. What do you mean?
well, some people don't like you being right out there, don't they not? There's some people...
Fuck them.
Yeah,
That is my. But I wouldn't swear like that, Bruce.
I've seen that. I've seen you kind of insinuate that on Facebook. But I wanted to ask you about that.
See, that's all right. I'm okay with that because.
What did they do? Did they private message you?
No. You just hear it through the grapevine. You just hear it through other people, saying, oh, such and such said this and such. And I said, you know what? See, at the end of the day, it's my Facebook, it's my vlog. I'll decide what I say, when I say it. If you don't like it, you don't need to read it. Scroll by, or better, unfriend me.
Yeah, 100%.
If you don't like it,
fuck off.
Eloquently put.
I don't understand that, but because it's a positive message you're putting out. It's a really, really positive message.
I think there's some people that go, oh God, here she goes again. I think they think I'm trying to do a wee pity party, like get the violins out, but I'm so not.
But it's not. Anybody that knows you knows that, Christeen.
Aye.
But like, obviously, I don't know you personally. This is the first time we've met, but I don't really think there's not really much out there. So I was really interested when I met with the guys on Friday, and they spoke about doing this podcast, and I thought, do you know what? One of my best mates actually. I'll talk about that in a wee minute, but he had cancer. But other than that, and a few other people that I know have had cancer, you don't really talk about it.
No.
So you just kind of, that's a shame they've got cancer. Like, hopefully they'll be.
There doesn't seem to be very many people
good.
open.
It's good to really.
Well, that's what I think. And I have got such a big platform. Being in the Waterloo, being
Absolutely,
like the karaoke queen of, a few places, and I was actually, for my own sanity, there were so many people private mailing me, how you doing, Christeen, how you doing, It's easier for me to get a vlog out and say, this is how I am just now, and
instead of messaging loads of people.
Yep.
Because you probably get anxious about that as well. I didn't get back to them. Oh
yeah.
no, I forgot them.
Yeah, but I'm getting to the stage now, and people really do understand. If I don't get back to them, there's a reason why. I'm just not feeling great, or whatever, private message or whatever. But I'm probably needing to do another wee vlog before my next chemo, which I don't know how this next chemo is going to affect me because it's different from the first three.
Oh, is it?
So I'm getting I'm getting the chemo. It's called FECT.
For fuck's sake, right?
So your pubes are fell out and you get infect. Right.
So it's called FEC-T, right? So they all mean something. I can't remember what they all mean, right? Pharmaceutical.
This is designed by a Scottish person, surely.
Perfect. So the first three chemos, I get the FEC part of it, and then the last three, I get the T part of it. The T is, again, I can't remember the name of it.
Terrible.
Aye, but I'm getting different side effects with this particular part of it than the first three. So I'm only getting used to the side effects from the first three, and then it might change.
What's the end date for your last one? Your last chemo?
My last chemo just now, again, my fifth chemo and my sixth chemo, I'm having to delay for a week because I've got another couple of gigs that I want to do. I'm like, can I tweak this?
I'm going to see Michael Bolton.
No. My fifth chemo.
Listen, if I was meet and greet with Michael Bolton, gives a wee shout. Just so I can stroke that.
Well, how about Sunita?
Oh, really?
Oh, aye. I would like to meet her.
So I'm doing it.
Why not?
I'm doing.
Sunita.
I'm doing my fifth chemo. I had to delay it a week because I'm doing. There's a wee shout out there, and I'm allowed to plug.
Absolutely.
Hey!
Plug all you want.
Saturday the 16th of February is in the SWG3. It's a 80s, ultimate 80s.
Nice.
So it's from 5 o'clock till 12. Sunita's going to be there. The Fizz are going to be there. Pat Sharp is going to be there.
Pat fucking Sharp. Are the twins going to be there?
Who's the twins?
The twins. Funhouse. That would literally.
We need
I'd have to break up with the missus. The twin. It was every wee boy's dream to meet the twins, wasn't it?
I don't think I even watched that. I'm too old.
You can Google it later.
I'm probably too old to watch
Funhouse. You're obviously aware of Funhouse.
I was aware of it, but I never watched it. I might have been too old.
No, there's basically two twins that were his right and left hand.
What, two females?
You can watch it now. You can enjoy it.
I think they were. But check it out.
So I'm doing with my friend Kathleen McDermott. Her and I are doing the VIP karaoke. So Sunita and Fizz. So I really wanted to do that gig. I think it'll be, I don't know, 1,500 people or something in the big area, but the VIP area is a bit smaller. Karaoke in there.
And sorry, where again did you say it was?
SWG3.
SWG3.
So this is a new venue, isn't it?
Oh, a big warehouse. It's cracking.
I've never been.
Aye, I nearly went to watch. Who was it? The XO. Or the XX, sorry.
Aye.
The XX, the XO. Oh my God. I'm really going into an old man syndrome here.
Is that wine?
The XX.
Are you not used
It's
to
because it's
beer?
been on the radiator. But I nearly went to. I've heard good things about it. But
Yeah, it's a
maybe the
cracking
three of us
space.
could jump along to that.
Oh, you should do. And come
Make
in
a
for a
night of
song.
it.
You said you were a singer.
Listen, I'll
What's your favourite song?
My
And I'll
fa-
keep it for you. It's got to be
to sing?
80s.
An 80s song. Ooh,
What year were you born?
81.
Oh, God.
Let me get my actually favourite 80s tune. No, it could be like some kind of cheesy.
Going to overthink this.
I know.
It's
I
going to
know.
be a 4-hour
Listen,
podcast.
are we
I'll get back to you. Bit Bon Jovi, maybe. Aye.
back to me.
Listen, I think I'm sure we
Private
could
mailman,
take
I'll
along
keep
with
you that
then.
song. I'll make sure nobody else sings
Right,
it,
okay.
right?
How much is it? How much is the VIP tickets?
Oh, do you know what exactly? I'm not sure.
Is
but I'll
Pat
put-
Sharp in the VIP bit?
He's on the main stage. Tom Urie is on the main stage
Right.
as well. Tom Urie is going to be hosting it. But they'll be, once they do their bits on the main stage, they'll be coming out the VIP.
I reckon we could rock up with a camera and some mics and just
I think so.
just do that.
Just doing an interview with Pat Sharp and the twins.
What about Sunita with her wee figly phone?
Well, aye, 100%. Aye.
What was Sunita's
Will
song?
Simon be there?
Toy Boys, wasn't it? There was a
Aye.
Toy Boy. I think. And I think she had a couple, though, I don't know.
She did.
Aye,
Aye.
I don't know.
I'm trying to
She
remember.
definitely had a mass hit.
We can see if people are watching, loads of people will be watching your live feed on Facebook. So if somebody can fire up the answer to that, you know,
And we
check
can
later.
look at it tomorrow. Higgy, what is
Wait a
it?
minute. There's a January sale on just
That's on
now.
Higgy's
So
gonna go
ordinary
on.
tickets are £25 just now.
Right.
And that's just in January.
Right.
But I'm not sure what the VIP ones are.
Right, okay. So it's £25 is January sale price.
What date is it?
And
Get our tickets, guys.
The 16th of February.
A wee Valentine's Day out for us.
Well, if the twins are going to be there, I'm going to have to. I better do something early for the missus then.
And then my 6th chemo, I've delayed it for a week because I always do Paddy's Day in the Waterloo. Right,
Paddy's Day in the Waterloo?
Aye,
Right, okay.
that's always jumping.
I can imagine, aye.
So, although I haven't told them yet that I'm delaying my 6th chemo, but that'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine.
So roughly, what month
That's the
will
type
that
of-
be?
So that'll take it to, my last chemo will be the 20th of March.
And you go do
So 3
something
weeks
special
after
for it?
that, well, you're not really clear until 3 weeks after that because it's a 3-week cycle.
Right.
So that'll take me into April. Then radiotherapy after that.
Right.
Now,
So you will do the radiotherapy as well?
I'll speak to them on my 5th chemo about that's when they speak to you about that. Whether if it's a choice, if it's a choice for me, I'll probably just do it.
Right.
Just again get it out the way and know that I've done
As much
as I can to prevent it, ever appearing again. Or now the radiotherapy is once a day for 3 weeks,
Jeez.
and it's going up to fit. I know.
Is that going away to
I did not think it was anything like that.
I know. Neither did I, Bruce. Honestly, I didn't realise. No, it's once a day, Monday to Friday. You get the Saturday and Sunday off, right?
That's nice.
I know. Going up to
Get a wee weekend off, eh?
It's still better than your job, Bruce.
going up to the beats in Lanarkshire,
Was it the
which
Beats
is there's a beats in Monklands.
Oh,
Did you know
aye,
that? It's a brand new
aye.
building.
Yeah, it's
That's
cracking,
right,
by
it
the
is
way. It's really
cracking.
cracking.
And even it's right next to the Maggie's, and the Maggie's building is cracking as well. Amazing place to go and be able to just chill out there and speak to people, or just go and not speak to anybody if you don't want to. But you're only literally radiotherapy. You're only literally in for a few minutes.
Right.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, so that'll
That's
be
interesting.
That's
a
pretty
few minutes
intense,
under
wasn't
the
it?
whatever it is. I think you actually do you stand or do you lie? Oh yeah, you lie down and this machine comes over you. It's not like that big tunnel. I thought it was that big kind of tunnel thing that you go in.
What, the kind of
Aye.
CAT scan thing?
I thought that's what it was like, but no, you actually lie down and this kind of machine kind of comes over you, and it obviously radiotherapy into the area that you're of concern
Right.
Aye.
for just
That
like
is
three
really
or 4
interesting.
minutes, and that's it. In,
and so you do that.
bang, out, and that's it. But
Is
it's
there
once a
side
day.
effects for that as well? Or? Different, you
I'm
said?
not sure what the side. Again, I've not really spoken to them in great length, but I think the main side effects are tiredness, and you can't burn because it is, radiotherapy. It's radio waves.
But you can't burn.
You can burn.
You can burn. Wow.
Yeah, it can burn you. It can a red rash, and it can be quite kind of sore. So you've got to use some kind of gels and stuff.
Right.
Just to kind of keep it at bay, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea it was that much. It's pretty intense,
I
isn't
know.
it?
You've not really spoke about the what do you call it? The effects of your chemotherapy.
The side effects.
Like the side effects. Sorry. How have you personally dealt with them? Were they as bad as you thought? Or they worse? Or?
Well, obviously the worst one was losing the hair.
First,
right. The other side effects are nausea. They give you lots of steroids. I've put weight on as well, which is annoying, but
Well, listen, you like magic.
It's just coping with that. Nausea. I've not been physically sick, but
Have you not?
no. But because they give you a lot of anti-sickness pills to take, they give you a lot of steroids to take, which counteracts all your nausea, so that you're not sick, which is good because I don't like being sick at all.
It's horrid, yeah.
There's a metal taste that happens in your mouth.
I've heard about that.
Everything's just like metally taste, so you don't really you do go for your food. I crave for like fresh food and fresh fruit and juices and things like that. So I bought myself a wee juice machine. You don't want to eat for the first few days. It really hits me, and again, because of this next chemo, it's going to change. I don't know what my cycle is going to be, but the last three cycles, I've been good actually the first 3 days, and then it hits me on the 4th day. It's like the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th day. That's when wiped out.
And that's when it's been after the first 3 doses.
So you're just so lethargic. You don't want to do anything. It's as if you've, literally been hit by a bus, like you're just lying and blobbing out. And
it must be hard to no let that take you mentally.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
See, taking away back, Christeen. How often you mentioned earlier on you found the pee. You must have been checking.
I used to check all the time. I used to check all the time, just to get to know your own breast. You know what I mean? And I think it's, I don't know, it just was always in the way of even when I was younger. I always used to check, and I always went for my smear tests as well. And a lot of women don't go for smear tests. A lot of guys don't check themselves for testicular cancer. They don't know how really they feel, and if anything untoward, that they can feel different.
I had a scare. I had to go get checked. I went to the doctors when I was younger. I had a lump on my left testicle, and I went to the doctor. I didn't need to give you that much detail, but I did. So I went away, and I get sent to Wishaw General as well.
Did you?
They sent me straight away. It was okay, and my one abiding memory of that is so the nurse told me to go and sit down in the bed, kind of shuffle up to the front. You need to make sure you're quite far forward. And it was a doctor in a wheelchair rolled in to feel me. That's my one abiding memory of that. Aye, but it took away all the nerves, because I thought,
that's funny, huh?
is that a button mushroom? But it's important. Again, I think it's not only important to get your story out there, but for women, how often should you be checking, as you say, get to know your own body.
Guys,
I didn't know guys could get breast cancer.
Guys, can get breast cancer. I know one guy came to me, and he had found a lump in his breast, and had to go and get it checked out, and it biopsied and everything, but it turned out it wasn't anything serious. So
that's something new for me. I didn't know that.
Let's just on that note, can you give us an audio description of, for the ladies, how to check your breasts? What to look for?
I know for.
I suppose you would just notice it.
I know for, it's best if you. Well, I personally thought it was best if I lay down in a bed, your arm above your head, and it's with I used to just do it with my fingers, and it was just, going round the whole of my breast.
Pushing on the breast.
Yeah, pushing, and not like it's different with guys, but obviously with me it was just all the way around the breast just to check, and that's when.
Right, okay.
That's how I would do.
Yeah, obviously on that, guys and ladies, everybody should be checking. Like you, I found a lump as well, actually. Went along, still there, and I've went.
Just still there.
It's like a wee pee. Just when
I'm the same.
It's hard,
and did they?
And it stays on the ball, and
So you have had it checked out though?
I've had it checked out. I'll never forget the day I went to get it checked out, because it was.
You don't know whether this is a. I think this is going to be a funny.
Well, I went into the doctor's surgeon and I was like, I've got a lump in my balls and that, and he was like, right, okay, so let's kind of find it. So it was one of the ones, the panic kind of setting in that, and I was pulled my pants down. It's always
he found out it was in the
colder.
It was in the butcher's.
It was what? He found out it was
I was
what?
like, mate, it's normally bigger than this. So you're just stressing out about everything, right? So I remember, so he told me to lie down, kind of like what you were describing. So I was lying down and I was like, can I find it? I've lost a lump. And I was like, there is a lump, mate. There's definitely a lump. And so I was going through this panic, and then I found it. It's there, mate. And we went through it, and they sent me for a checkup. And you mentioned earlier on about the gels, and there was a wee lady that put the gels over my nuts and that, and it was just a really weird experience. But nothing. It was nothing. It's absolutely nothing. But it's still there. It's still there.
I've still
Well, the
got
thing
it
is,
as
as
well.
long as you know that that's part of you, and you know that's.
But like you said, see, to be honest, my mates kind of sometimes slag me, because my mum's a massive hypercontinent, right? And me and my sister would do always slag her for it. However, I think I'm a wee bit hypercontinent as well. But I think that's a good thing. Like, you'd rather, obviously within
be
reason,
overcautious.
but exactly, if you've got something out there, guys, for whoever's listening, check it out.
Yeah.
Well, I think because when you must have been checking on a regular basis, you say, if you hadn't been,
I know.
God knows.
I know. If I'd left
caught it early.
If I'd left that any longer, it could have grown into such a size of tumour that,
5 centimetres, that's big.
Especially because you'd twice before went.
I know.
So you might just have, well, it's nothing again.
I know. Yeah.
So good on you for.
But no, definitely. So early detection, I mean, because, and then you know how they say stage 1 to stage 4 is normally how they grade well, I think that's it. My cancer was stage 1, so that's early. Right. That's, early stages of it. The prognosis is good. I just fix for these girls that have to maybe be diagnosed with different stages, and they have to live with cancer in their body until it's shrunk or whatever. They have to have the chemo. For me, I feel as though, I don't know how to put it, but I don't want to. I know I'm going through quite a journey, but I've had mine cut out.
You feel grateful for
absolutely. And grateful that it is only stage 1, and grateful that I've had it all cut out. Grateful that chemo is bad, and this is bad. And don't get me wrong, I'm not thinking it's easy or whatever. I do have my really bad down days, but it is what it is.
Aye. You're dealing with it.
And I will come out the other ends. Come autumn time, my hair will be growing back in, and I'll be back out there doing my wee care homes with all the dementia.
So, do you think a lot that see your hair? Is that like a big thing for you?
I'm okay.
You get used to it now?
I'm okay most of the time. Like if I'm going out and get my makeup on and get my lashes on and stuff, I put a face on, right? But if I'm in the house, got no makeup on, my eyes are like brown, sunken into my head. I look in the mirror and I go, oh my God, who is that? There is a part of it that I've lost me, and I do get down about that.
It must
you look in the mirror and I go, oh my God, I don't recognise myself. See what I mean? But I know that it will come back. It will. It'll be.
I've got quite a few pals that I've used to work with that they've had cancer, and touch wood, they're all in the clear now. One of my best pals, actually, me and Higgins, played in a band with him, Danny. So he had, I'm trying to remember what age he was. I think he was 25 at the time, and
that's young.
He had an ulcer. Was he 25? Higgins, you know? I think he was 25, and he had an ulcer in his mouth. Wouldn't go away. So he'd went to the doctor, and I'm sure he'll not mind me talking about this, but he'd went to the doctor. He said, listen, I can't get rid of this ulcer. So they'd done a biopsy at the time, and then he couldn't drive at the time. I don't know if Danny can drive. He's one of those guys you can't ever imagine being able to be behind a wheel. But
Poor Danny.
maybe he can drive. It's just because I've never known him as a driver. But anyway, so he went back in, and his mum had taken him in. So she was sitting in the waiting room, and the doctor, they'd called him, and when he went in, they were like, is that your mum? And he was like, aye, did you bring your mum in? He said, no, that's fine, I'll just come in. He sounded like, bring your mum in. But he said he didn't really kind of think anything of it. And he said before, he literally sat down on the chair, because it like, so you've got cancer in the tongue and the mouth.
Oh my gosh.
And he was like, what the he just couldn't get his head round it. And so he
cancer of the tongue and the mouth, Jesus.
Aye, it was in his like kind of it was mainly his tongue. But so what they done was he's a funny wee chap, Danny, so he didn't tell anybody. So I was like close to him. I've been in bands with him for years, but at the time we weren't in a band together, so I wasn't seeing him as much. So I found out via Instagram, and he'd put up a post, very unlike Danny, just saying he was bored in the hospital, and I was like, what's up, mate? And he just replied, oh, I've got cancer, mate.
I just like what?
And so I went in to see him, and I'll never forget the first day I seen him. But so what they done was they had to obviously kind of cut open through his neck, and so he'll have that scar for life. But they had to cut it out his tongue. He incidentally he didn't get chemotherapy or radiotherapy, so they cut out his tongue, managed to get it, and they replaced it with, it's like that bit of your arm. So they make a new tongue out of this piece of your arm.
My goodness.
And they then replace that piece there from your thigh. But they tell him you'll have a stutter, and you might get like a hairy tongue just because of the hair follicles.
My goodness.
He's not got a hairy tongue. You'll be glad to hear. And he's now cancer free. He's been cancer. He's now. I went to his 30th about 2 years ago. So this must have been about 7 years ago now. Wow. But he's totally solid.
And obviously gets checked regularly.
He has to go for his checks and that. Yeah. But I mean, I know loads of people nowadays. Just like you were saying earlier on, like you found all that out straight away. Like I mean, you were talking about your gran, did you say?
Aye,
your gran. Aye, so it's come on massively. So it's good what they can do, and the survival rate now is just
definitely
ridiculous in comparison to back in the day.
My full time job, we work. It's we do. You know, you're going to switch off at this point. You'll probably fall asleep. But it's we work with medical research charities, cancer, like worldwide. Like one of them's like worldwide cancer research. But there's, in my mind, there's no way they've not found a cure yet.
I know. Sometimes
there's those conspiracy theories. You read them.
We've not covered conspiracy theories yet, so let's dive into that. But it's one of those things. You know, they must have.
I know.
They must have the amount of money that's been invested in it.
I know.
But it's the only business that would be trying to put itself out of business. Because if they find a cure, all these charities just disappear. There's so much money invested in research.
It does interest me, but like at the same time, like
I know you don't want it to be true, or
what's the benefit for them finding the cure?
I don't know.
Anyway,
that's depressing. we should have a show where we get conspiracy theories on and just throw things at them because they're really annoying. But I know that I don't know. I often do worry that is the case. Let's hope it's not. But I don't know.
And then I think so. Why are all these cancers kind of appearing in people, happening in people? What was it? Your diet?
Well, that's what you're saying earlier on. You just don't know. Like you said, it was hormone related. You just don't know.
My folks, they've done charity work other days, and they had a charity called SAM, Servants Aloft Ministries. So basically, when I was must have been about 14 or something, there was a church. My dad's a minister, I don't know if I said that, but somebody came to my dad's church and said, listen, we're going to bring over basically a full plane's worth of children just to spend 3 weeks on a holiday. And the idea was they're from Belarus, and in Belarus they suffered a lot of the chemical pollution wave that came from Chernobyl, and so they've terrible for cancers and lots of different horrible diseases,
deformities and stuff.
Crazy. To be fair, you always hear the jokes about like Chernobyl jokes and that, and they're always brutal.
Why should you not wear Russian underpants?
I don't know.
Chernobyl fallout.
Sometimes you do need to laugh at stuff. But so like we had a I guess try to hide his face. But they had like a full bunch of kids that came over on this plane, and they'd said, I don't know if this is true or not, but they said for them to like kind of live on our vegetation, breathing in like kind of fresh air and stuff here, it could add as much as 3 years on their life, right? So anyway, they came over. Mum and Dad fell in love with the people that came, and we ended up going over. We've done stuff like build schools, hospitals and stuff like that. So it was a really, really cool thing to do in that. But some of the weird cancers they had, really odd, like deformities and stuff. Remember, there was this one wee boy, and he was he'd always wanted a bike, right? I'm probably going to cry when I tell the story because it just hits me every time I tell it. But so this boy, for years he'd said, I'd like a bike, but he had this really strange cancer, can't remember what it was, and he was massive, like, so every year he grew bigger and bigger and bigger, and it got to a point he was dealing with that many drugs and that they never got him a bike, but we thought, you know, we need to try and get this guy a bike. And they lived at a top floor flat, and one year but we got him, basically the church or whatever had bought him a bike, and he rode the bike literally from the kitchen to the hall, and he died like a few days later, that man. Gosh. But so I don't know, it's cancer's weird. You don't know where it comes from. Maybe sometimes it's in our diets. Things that have happened. There's also rumours about from.
I've always been quite kind of healthy. I've never had any illnesses up until I was 50. But when I reached 50-year-old, a bloody 2 days after my birthday, my 50th, I snapped my Achilles heel, right? So I was in plaster. I couldn't have my big party. Stephen was supposed to be DJ at my 50th party.
Was that right?
And I was like,
send that happened to her, by the way. I didn't DJ for her.
I cancelled it because I thought, I'm not having a bloody 50th party, and I couldn't even dance at it, right? So, and then like a year later, I have cancer, right? And
see, when you saying that, see, when you hit 50, was that a big marker for you then? How did you feel? Were we all right?
No, I was all right. I was actually all right because I've always celebrated birthdays. Every single birthday, it was like, oh my God, it's my birthday, let's go, let's do it. So big birthdays would always be a big party. 21st, my 30th, my 40th, my 50th. Then it will be 60th, my 70th and 80th, do you know what I mean?
You hear about the kind of mind-body connection and the chemicals that get released from the brain and stuff like that, and whether they things have got an impact. I don't know enough about it, to be honest. Whether
no, I was never ill, and never had taken any pills. Do you know what I mean? Eat healthy, drink in moderation. My husband, bless him, right? My husband is 19 years older than me, right? We met, and I was 18 coming on 19 when we met him, right? So we've been together 32 years, right? Wow. He drinks like a fish every single day, right? He's smoking on, this is the story he tells right away here, right? So he sits and he's got his cigars, right? Smokes cigars, right? He goes, I smoked cigars since I was 14 years old, right? I drink every single day. I've went with loose women every single day since I was like 16-year-old, and my doctor's dead. But he does. He's so unhealthy. He doesn't eat healthy at all, and he's the bloody picture of health. He's 72-year-old.
I think it is.
He's 70.
Is he 70?
You wouldn't think that with Ronnie, by the way. He did look 72.
71, sorry, he'll kill me because I always say that. I'm 52, he's 71.
Aye, you look 71, no 72. No, you wouldn't think Ronnie looked, I would say, like, if I had to take a guess, like 60, early 60s. He doesn't look his age.
Always said, when we met, like I was 19, he was 38 at the time, right? He was a very immature 38-year-old, and I was a very mature 19-year-old, so we kind of met in the middle. So we've kind of gone all those shows.
That is just a guy lassie thing, isn't it?
How did you meet Ronnie?
Through the hairdressing. So when I was younger, I was doing a wee bit of modelling and stuff, but just photographic modelling I was doing, and it was rock bands. We knew guys, drummers out of Texas.
Right.
Ronnie was partying, right, smoking dope, and having a big party house.
Oh, what mean this, Ronnie?
He's a legend.
Is this the guy for the Rolling Stones?
He's a total legend. He's like him.
Was he a singer as well?
No. He's got 3-4 songs he does in the karaoke, and I've heard them all.
By the way, we're still on Facebook Live.
Oh, probably are we? Will we stop it, or will we keep it? Probably people have went to sleep.
Just keep it going.
Wee Davy's still asking questions.
I know, I need to go home and answer all these questions. So that's where we met. Through the hairdressing, I was doing modelling. There was rock bands, and he had a big party house, and we were just all friends first of all. And then he kept asking. Well, he asked my friend out first of all. Because he became single, right? He was going out with a girl. He became single. I asked my friend out. My friend's like, no, I'm not going out with you. And then he asked me out, and I'm like, no, I'm not going out with you. You're too old. I was 19. He's 38. I'm too old. And then eventually we got together, and that was us ever since.
Oh, that's funny.
We've got
32 years, you mean?
32, and we've got a son at 22.
Craig. Aye.
Yeah.
You've mentioned Craig to me before.
Yeah.
I've never met Craig.
Oh, he's a lovely guy, and he's very, very quiet and very sensitive as well. And I kind of, was worried about telling him.
How's he doing?
He's doing great. He came along with me to my last chemo, because my first chemo, Ronnie came along, and I said, "I'm not having you coming to my chemos because you're too dour." I says, "I need somebody that keeps me upbeat."
What you doing?
I want a party.
Right, okay, Christine. So, what is the plans for the future? So,
what is the plans?
Are you planning stuff out? What's gig wise and stuff?
The plan is after the radiotherapy, I'm obviously going to go back and do all my gigs. I need to get my wee name back out there. Possibly places will have forgotten about me, but hopefully not. There are a few places that I really want to go back and gig in, like Dale Park and Angels.
What was the place? The Jack Daniels. You used to DJ.
I used to do every Friday in there, and I loved in there, but it was really young ones.
Right.
I didn't like it at the start because I didn't think they liked me, and I wasn't getting them. But then eventually I got them, and I knew exactly what to play for them, and they loved me. And there's quite a few of those wee young ones. They're all my son's age, like 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds.
Right,
Girls and guys private messaging me and asking me, how are you, Christine? What's happening? Because
that's nice.
Which is really nice. Yeah, I just want to get back in and do my gigs, back in and do my care homes. Maybe not work as much as I used to, because I did work a lot.
It's tiring.
Aye.
It's really tiring.
The difference is I love what I do, and I really do enjoy. It was never a chore for me to go out and do my gigs.
You mentioned before you're going to be a bridesmaid.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay, let's go with that.
So I'm going to be a bridesmaid on the 8th of February, which is my friends Kenny and Graham are getting married, and I'm bridesmaid with Kenny's friend Phaedra.
Is that Graham that I met? And
Graham Cole.
Aye.
Uh-huh.
Lovely guy.
Yeah.
Really nice guy.
I know, can't wait.
So where's that?
In the Alona Hotel.
Okay.
So I'm actually walking down the aisle with my bald head.
Good
no
on
hair
you.
on. But I've got a friend, Leslie, and I can't remember how to pronounce her second name. It's Divins or Divins.
No, a great friend.
D-I-V. No, but she's a friend.
I'm just kidding.
No, she's not. I've not known her for a long time.
She's Leslie, innit?
Leslie. She's a great face painter. I'll show you the wee picture later on. She face painted my head, and it was phenomenal.
Brilliant.
So I'm going to get that for the wedding.
Excellent.
So that's the next big thing. But obviously after my treatment, I'm going to have a big party. So I might be calling on you then and doing
I'll
that.
be there. I'd love to be there.
I was inviting myself there as well. I hope you met me as well.
Did I add you on Facebook? I don't add anybody that I don't know.
Yeah, I did me. You added me before you knew me.
Well, we're talking about that. If people want to reach out to you, how would they go about doing that? Because you don't add people you don't know.
I don't add people that I don't know on my Facebook.
Just in case they start asking you for thousands of pounds from Uganda.
Which I don't have. But I mean, I'm happy to help anybody if they want to private mail me. They can private mail me. They can watch my breast cancer journey vlogs, which I've put on an album on my Facebook,
Right.
and that's all public. That if anybody wants to go and sit and I don't know, if they want to ask questions, I'm quite happy to answer. Yeah.
And you did say that they had to subscribe to the Noiseboys channel as well,
Yes,
didn't
of
you?
course, of
That's what you
course.
said. I remember you saying that earlier on. One of us has to be a shill.
Yeah. You take it. What is it, MacMurdie?
MacMurdie.
MacMurdie, sorry.
MAC.
MAC. I'm the same as me, Mackenzie.
MURDIE. There is only one Christeen MacMurdie, and my first name is EEN at the end. It's not Christine.
Right, okay,
Christine.
guys. There you go. Check it out. So she's got all her stuff. You can watch all her videos. As I said, she's got a wee album in that as well. So
And get along to the
Obviously check
Waterloo
it out.
as well. Wacky Wednesdays.
Oh, I know, great
Wacky
fun.
Wednesdays.
Great fun. There's a wee game that we do in Wacky Wednesday, Bruce. You would love it. It's called
Right.
Chug Your Monkey.
I would love that. I've been endorsing that for many years now.
He plays that every Wednesday already.
I'm
Christine,
sure.
don't worry.
I'm
that
sure
it?
people would pay to watch you chug
well,
your
that's
monkey in the Waterloo.
Listen, if I was getting paid for that, I'd be a millionaire. I don't keep it just to Wednesdays.
But I do want to finish off with it. It is all about awareness. It's all about checking yourself. It's all about not being embarrassed about going to the doctor and asking
Yeah.
or talking to people and saying, look, I've found this lump, what do you think I should do? So get out there and check yourself and talk about it and be open about it.
If there's any, I suppose, hint of danger at all, you find anything, just go get it checked out.
Yeah, get it checked out. What's the harm?
100%, yeah.
I think the west of Scotland's like that, but we're all kind of a wee bit kind of, we don't want to go to the doctor.
I know we don't
we're
want to
all
annoy
right.
him. I know.
We're all right. So just go.
That is quite a Scottish thing.
Aye.
Me and my mum aside, because we're hypochondriacs, but generally speaking, it is. But as you check yourself before you chug yourself.
Get to know your body before you chug yourself.
Actually, I would check after you chug because it could be depressing. But aye, now that is a,
You know you do.
that's a good
The
note.
game is you've got to chug your monkey with somebody else as well. You'll need to come in and see
What is
this.
this?
Yeah, actually,
what is this game?
what actually is chug your monkey out because
Right, do you want to know what it
Because
is?
we went
No,
off
in
on
fact, I
that,
don't
yeah.
know. I'm not going to tell you because I'm going to wait. The three of you should come in.
What days are you in the Waterloo?
So I'm in the Waterloo on a Sunday from 3 o'clock till 6, which is a wee afternoon session. Then there's always the Jubilee, the band on after me. And then on a Wednesday it's 5 o'clock until 9, so it's always quite early. It's I get to finish early, which is good.
Aye.
Every
need to
Sunday,
check
every
it out.
Wednesday.
Well, one of the thing we do on our own, the Beardos, which is part of the Noiseboys.
I'm just laughing at finish early at chug your monkey.
So we'll maybe go in and do that.
Yeah,
And we've got another game. We've got another game called Toss Your Wee Man.
Oh dear.
Does it involve midgets?
We've got wee Lego men that you have to toss
Oh, really? Right, we need to go.
Yeah,
When's
you
that
can.
on a Wednesday?
every Wednesday. Wacky
Wednesday
Wednesday.
is the day. Right, okay.
So Waterloo Bar, it is. Is the Waterloo's a gay bar?
Yeah, it's the oldest gay bar in Glasgow.
Is it? But-
It's obviously an all-inclusive bar. I mean, we welcome anybody to come in at the Waterloo
All
Bar. It's
inclusive
not-
free bevy.
We include everybody. We welcome everybody in. Doesn't matter who you are.
I've been in it once.
Aye.
That wee night you done,
Yes,
or the day you done,
Aye, that
the
was a good
fundraiser.
day. Mhm.
Aye, that was a while ago.
Do you know what? I was trying to remember, was that not for motor neuron disease?
It was for motor neurons. Aye.
Half motor neuron disease and CHSS,
That's
which
right.
was, I can't remember what that stood for though. That was Graham's charity, I'm sure that was.
That's right, it was. Aye. And I didn't know much about it,
I know.
motor neurons at the time. He asked me to come in and do it, and
So I don't know if you know, Bruce, my dad passed away with motor neuron disease as well.
Oh really?
Yeah, same
I
as
did not
I know.
know that. No.
Yeah. So we've got quite a bit in common and we've chatted quite often, haven't we, about it?
aye, we
It's
have.
it's a bad disease. That.
It's awful.
It's the
Yeah,
I'll tell you, I think it's one of the worst, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously don't know too much about it closely, but just
You've got the
seen
big
in
cases
Reddit,
just now, like Fernando
horrific.
But I
Vixen's
know
out there
that is
just now.
heartbreaking.
Aye.
Yeah.
I mean, your mind is still so active and so like on the ball, and yet everything just shuts
You can't
down. It
even
must
speak
be
or anything,
awful.
aye, it's-
My dad was 56 when he passed.
That's young.
That's so young.
I know. And within 2 years of diagnosis, that was him.
Aye.
But actually,
so
that was
did you pretty much go from just your dad as you knew him, just for 2 years, just
started off in his foot. He could actually, you saw it working on him. Started off in his foot, and he started to drag his foot.
My dad was exactly the same.
So
And
is
then it worked
just like
up.
it paralyses all your muscles or something.
It worked up this leg, and then he started kind of hanging this arm, so that affected this. It moved over to this arm, then it went to this leg, and then it started on his chest, the ripples.
Was there anything that happened, Christine, that triggered it for him?
I don't think so, no.
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 So no
don't
known
know.
cause for that either then? No.
No.
There's a lot of
And
links
again,
with it,
that
and
was a wee
see-
bit concerned. I was a bit concerned that was hereditary. Do you know what I mean? So you're kind of going,
Well, there's a lot of
But-
links to it
Naturally
with
stressed
head
out,
trauma and stuff like that. Like a lot of American football players getting it,
Oh.
rugby players. Doddy Weir's a big case just now.
Oh. Is
that
Head
right?
trauma.
I never
So-
even, I've never
Aye.
heard that, aye.
But I don't know. I think it's something that maybe lies dormant,
Maybe.
and there's something that triggers it. Again, there's so little known about it,
I know,
so I don't know.
I know.
I don't know.
Wow.
But that's a terrible thing to have.
Aye. But that was a good day in the
Yes,
Waterloo, so I was allowed in. They let me in.
I know.
I don't know. I'm on the cusp, but so aye, I'm on the cusp. Aye, any port.
Let you in. They didn't want to let you back out though.
It was a good day. It was a good day. So we'll need to do that.
I'm up for going there.
Take a beardless
On a
day out
Wednesday.
to the wacky Wednesday, and we'll toss our monkeys.
Chug your
Chug your monkeys.
your monkey.
Chug your
Toss your
monkey.
wee man.
Yeah,
Sorry.
And all inclusive as well. So yeah.
So again, your message is go get checked.
Yeah. Check yourself
Check
first
yourself.
of all. Figure out exactly what your body feels like and get used to it. And then if anything untoward feels different, then get it checked out and ask. And I don't think the doctors would mind if you go and it turns out to be nothing. They'll probably be grateful that it turns out to be nothing.
Absolutely, yeah.
Aye. Well, I think we could do a wee catch up as well, Christine. We could get you back along and
That
see
would
how
be
you're
brilliant.
getting on, and
Yeah.
a follow up and see how
Yeah.
your journey's going.
When my hair starts to grow in, I look like your Willie.
So long as you don't look like my Willie, you're all right. We'll get you back in.
Yeah,
'Cause it's
definitely.
been
I've
great.
enjoyed it. Thanks, boys.
It's
Honestly.
been good. Sorry
Yeah,
about
thanks.
the warm wine heated up in the radiator.
the frozen wine.
I've quite enjoyed the wine, to be honest.
It's been all right. It's been okay.
But I know it's for me. It's obviously never really kind of knew about you too much, and it's been an absolute pleasure
Oh,
to meet
thank you, Bruce.
And as I said, you've got a clear zest for life, and I hope the rest of the chemo goes absolutely magic.
It will. This is not the end of my story.
Well, of course not. You can come back for round 2, so
We'll
And
say
then
to
we're coming
people
over
as
to
well,
Waterloo.
is keep it positive. See that your wee vlogs and stuff you're putting out, you're doing
Yeah.
a good thing, Christine.
Yeah.
Doing
And
that.
for the people that don't know you, coming from somebody that's known you for a few years now, it's coming from the right place. It's coming from right. I just touched Bruce's leg there.
listen, that's absolutely fine. I've had a wine. That's fine.
That grinder conversation was working well, yeah. Well, I do try to keep it positive, but I'm not pretending that
You're
it
you.
is all positive, because I do have my down days, and when I do have my down days, I don't really particularly want to speak to people and like blow about and whatever. But I probably would say 85% is like positive. I'm very positive about it all.
Well, it's important that you're saying that though, because you don't want people that are
Aye,
sharing
to-
the experience and thinking,
I know.
why is she only having
I know.
a positive
Yeah.
time with this? So,
No, I do
so it's
have my
important
wee
you said that.
down
Obviously,
times.
there must be.
Yeah.
But certainly, I don't know if I've hit my swear count, but I would like to certainly say, fuck cancer.
Get it around you.
Aye, right up you. She's coming for you. She's knocking you at the park. But what a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Christine.
very
Thanks
much.
so much.
Thank
Thank you
you.
and your family as well, all right?
Thank you.
Thank you.